That's it? That's your testimony? Reddington was so over it today. Day 13 of Lindsay Clancy's trial wrapped up on Thursday. It's a great day for a great day. My name is Sydney Rushing. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. Now let's talk about it. This is my second time now filming this video because the first one had no sound for some reason, and who wants a recap with no sound? Anyways, let's get into it. The morning started off with the judge saying that there would be no court on Friday. Then witness number 68, Kyle Pavall, was called to the stand. He's a Massachusetts State Police Sergeant. At the time of the incident, he worked in the cybercrime unit where he examined digital forensics, which included phones and computers. He examined an extraction from one of the laptops that was taken from the house. The search he reviewed talked about unaliving methods from August 23rd of 2022. At 9:40, there was a Facebook visit, which was to Lindsay Clancy's Facebook page. 9:42, there was a search on Spotify for the singer Tom Hall and the song That's How I Got to Memphis. At 9:44, then a Google search for Tom Hall, which pulled up the Wikipedia page, and that person went to the unaliving section. At 9:45, the next link was a unaliving methods page, which then led to a page for the Grafton Bridge at 9:48. On cross-examination, Reddington said, "That's it? That's your testimony? That's why you're here today, to talk about a search that was done involving Tom Hall or Tim Hall?" He was asked about the other searches on the computer that focused on mental health meds and treatment. He could not say who used the computer, but that Patrick Clancy was the owner of the computer. He confirmed there were no searches for ways to unalive. And then when asked if he knew that Patrick signed into the computer and that Patrick's email that accessed Lindsay's page, and he said he didn't know that. He was asked if he knew that Lindsay took Dawson to the doctor that morning at 10:15, and he also did not know that Patrick was a musician and liked Tom Hall. On redirect, the prosecutor basically was like, it only takes 4 minutes to get from their house to the doctor's office. And then on recross, Reddington admitted some health records showing that Dawson was there at 10 o'clock. And he also basically made it apparent that, it takes time to get a kid ready in addition to leaving the house and driving to the location. And witness number 69, Timothy Chiappini, was called to the stand. He's with the Massachusetts State Police, who was an investigator at the Plymouth County District Attorney's Office at the time. He extracted and analyzed Lindsay's cell phone. Between December 26th and January 25th, there were 2 entries for "Can you treat a sociopath?" to which Chiappini said it was a single search. October 25th to November 3rd, Lindsay had notes in her phone that expressed worry, sadness, shame, ceasing to breastfeed, pumping, exhaustion, and the absolute pain that she was experiencing with trying to sleep train Callan. Some entries included, "I am sad and depressed because I'm not able to treat my third child like my first. I want to feel love and connection with all my kids. I want to be authentically happy and not fake," and that she's terrified of something happening to the kids or doing something wrong that could mess up their development. He noted that some photos that were in the phone were changed on January 23rd in the evening. There was a search for Miralax on January 24th at 4:45 p.m. 4:13 p.m., there was a search for 3V restaurant, which would give approximate drive time. At 4:47, Lindsay visited the CVS website. 4:48, Lindsay called CVS, and she then texted Patrick asking if he'd get takeout from 3V. At 5:06, a search of 3V restaurant and children's Pedialyte. At 5:33, there was a call from Patrick Clancy to Lindsay, which was not answered. Then Lindsay returned the call, and it was a 14-second call. And then Patrick called Lindsay again, and it was not answered. And then on cross-examination, we found out the extraction report included 180,000 pages of data. He was asked if he came across any searches about the carotid artery, how to slit your throat and unalive, can you turn off airbags on a Kia Sorento, to which Chiappini said he did not recall. Lindsay also has a Kia Sorento. Reddington had him read a number of texts between Lindsay and her mom about how she was feeling on numerous occasions. One on January 14th was about the same, waiting for the day that I wake up feeling like me. He was asked about Lindsay sending Patrick a photo of the kids with the snowman on the day of the incident, and Patrick responded, "Oh wow, you're a good mom," to which he didn't recall. Went through other searches she did, which included schizophrenia and psychosis and her meds. On January 19th, there was a search for hallucinations. On January 20th, there was a search for intrusive. And then when asked about Lindsay Clancy's picture changes, Reddington asked if he was aware that there were photos in pretty much every room, and Chiappini said that he wasn't involved in the search of the home. On redirect, they talked about the psychosis search. He said it was a keyword search about psychosis symptoms. And then they discussed a text about Lindsay to her mom, which inferred that the mom would be visiting on Saturday, which was confirmed by a text that mom did visit. Then the jury got to go to lunch. Then witness number 70, Joshua McKelligan, was called to the stand. He's the Massachusetts State Police case officer. He's the point of contact for the DA's office, state police, and any other agency that's involved. Here in Michigan, we call them OICs, or officer in charge. He went to the scene between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. on January 25th. He saw the master bedroom and he saw blood in there. There was a video of the master bedroom that was shown. You could see where there was blood on the floor near the window, and saw the nightstand with the bloody sharp object. The back of the home was shown where the jury saw blood stains on the shingles by the windows. photos. He said at the time that he didn't know that Lindsay had crushed up and ingested a few different pills. Patrick found meds in his truck and turned them into the Massachusetts State Police. When he found meds in an upstairs bedroom drawer, he gave those to Reddington, surprisingly. Video of Lindsay and the kids at Boston's Museum of Science from January 8th was shown. No idea why. This doesn't seem relevant in any nature. He said that he met with Dr. Olson, and she told him that during strangulation, constant pressure would need to be applied to the victim for several minutes after loss of consciousness to cause death. On cross-examination, he was asked if he was aware that Patrick and Reddington went through the house after the Massachusetts State Police and took photos and such, including the meds found in the nightstand. He responded, "All I know is the pill bottles. I don't know what else you took." He showed McKelligan the nightstand drawer and the med bottles, which he said he didn't see. And Reddington said that he called the DA's office as soon as Patrick gave him the bottles found in the nightstand. And then he was thanked and excused. And week 2 is in the books, and court will not be in session on Friday. However, before everyone went home for the weekend, the prosecution made a motion asking to review the security logs from the court showing who had been let in the back to speak with Lindsay, because there was a doctor and a priest that had went back there, and they said that, this isn't fair, this could be prejudicially biased, and that, these are people that the defense may call or could call because the defense's witness list is forever changing, basically saying all these things. And the judge came back and said, no, anyone who went back there had permission to be back there by court order, one way or the other. Thanks for being here, and thanks for following along. And here is the question of the day. Do you think that officer did not know about the searches that Reddington was asking him about? Conveniently only knew the ones the prosecutor was talking about, but not the ones that Reddington was asking about, which obviously hurt the prosecution's case. Do you think he really didn't know them, or was he just trying not to answer because, again, he knew that they were bad for the case? Let me know in the comments.